Right. Hopefully everybody can hear. Looks good on my side. Welcome to the SpeedGaming Live 2021 tournament. This event featuring StarTropics any percent. StarTropics has had a killer year here in 2021, featured in AGDQ 2021 by one of the racers that you'll see here on the screen, BugDoctor. StarTropics 2, its sequel, featured in Summer Games Done Quick as well. And you're going to see two of the best here this evening here on SpeedGaming 6, ZeroCounts Top 5 Speedrunner as we get ready to get started. This is top two seeds in the tournament. They're going to have their chance to go at each other. I wouldn't say any of them are in perfect practice for this game. The game has had some new runners recently, but most of the top runners have been taking a little bit of a break. So you're going to get to see both of these guys kind of de-rust on the fly, and it's going to be a ton of fun to watch. So we're going to go ahead and get started. What is StarTropics? It's a quirky NES game made in 1990 by Nintendo. It is the only Nintendo IP that is not represented in Smash in some way, some form. And part of the reason likely is because this game was only released in the States, or sorry, I shouldn't say the States. It was released in North America, but in Canada as well, and it was also released in Europe. Its sequel, StarTropics 2, was only released in North America, though. So they're going to go ahead and get started. So the first thing to note is how the town sequences work, and you're going to see that BugDoctor and ZeroCounts almost frame for frame thus far because the town is very scripted. A little bit of RNG there with one of the villagers, but oh no, and that terrible luck for ZeroCounts. He's going to get boxed in by the villager. The villagers have a 50% chance to walk in the direction they are facing. And unfortunately, the way ZeroCounts talked to the villager, they just got bad luck and they walked in his way. So that's a rough start for ZeroCounts. It's going to be a tall order to take down the BugDoctor, but here we go. BugDoctor is going to go ahead and enter the first dungeon. What I was going to say about the towns is that you do have to speak to very specific villagers to trigger the flag for the guard to let you through the first level. So some of the most technical rooms in the first dungeon, as you see, there is a perspective change. The overworlds have that top-down view, and the adventure stages or the action stages put Mike in a bigger frame here, and he's going to have the chance to attack enemies. And you're going to get to see a pretty rehearsed Act 1 here. So this level is fairly consistent, but it is very technical to execute flawlessly, and so far so good for both runners. BugDoctor, I saw he had a warm-up stream the other day in the 104s, so BugDoctor definitely like riding a bike. This is the world record holder, and we're going to see a really cool strat right here. Going to go up and kill this, do a little slide on the mouse here, and another slide, and then another slide. 1, 2, perfect. Let's see if ZeroCounts can get the same strat on his side of the field. Gonna get the slide there, and should be good for a slide here. Perfect. Well done by both runners. Alright, so BugDoctor entering, gonna go ahead and pick up the first special weapon. These special weapons have a limited quantity, and they do not persist with you throughout the stages. So this is the only time we're gonna get to see the torch used is right here. And BugDoctor can go ahead and take out 2 of the rats and the bat with it. I think they're called Noctos, the bats. Forgive me if I use all the layman's terms and don't use the enemy-specific names. Even though I'm up there on the leaderboards, I don't know all the names. I don't know what they're all called. I'm sorry. So, BugDoctor, this is the first and only sequence break you're going to see. And bad luck for BugDoctor. This is ZeroCounts, a chance to catch up here. And we're going to take a damage boost, and that is the end of Sea Serpent. Let's see if it works out for Zero. No, Zero's going to get the same thing. So sometimes the Sea Serpent there can open his mouth without firing a projectile, but we actually want him to damage us so we can use the damage boost and skip the first boss. So both players able to execute that relatively in sync. So basically the only thing really splitting the two runners apart was the villagers boxing ZeroCounts in right off the bat. So there we go. That's the first level. So that's kind of the premise of StarTropics. If you can read the text boxes, they're going to scroll through them very fast. We're going to use what's called buffering. Most of you are probably familiar with what that is, but all the inputs in StarTropics can be buffered. So if you press A while the next text box is coming on screen and hold it, it'll press A for you on the first actionable frame, and that's how we get frame perfect text box inputs. So We aren't sitting there matching the A button to mash through the text boxes. We are just pressing A at the right time and holding it. So a very smooth chapter 1 for BugDoctor. It looks like a 4. It looks like he's splitting it on his screen there. So 421, which is quite good. ZeroCounts going to be right there with a 430 or so. So not bad at all for both runners. Let's see if anybody's going to try and show off the select glitch here. BugDoctor not going to do it. There's a glitch that you actually do this for in StarTropics too. Nobody's able to get it. You can actually hit the select button, which brings up a menu there as the dolphin approaches you. It's a frame perfect trick, and it saves absolutely no time. It's one of those this saves no time, but it's cool to get tricks. So there is a similar trick in StarTropics 2 that actually does save time, but doesn't help in this game. So we only have to talk to this villager. It's going to trigger the sequence where the bottle shows up on the beach. The bottle was not on the beach until we talked to that villager, and it's the lighthouse manager's wife, I guess. And get that bottle. We actually are going to do a double input buffer here. You'll see BugDoctor do it right after this. There's a prompt, and we're going to hold right and A right here, boom, and it just instantly selects no for you. So you can buffer a direction and you can buffer a button. So if you try to buffer 2 directions, then that's where it gets hairy. So don't do that. But you can buffer a direction and a button simultaneously. So both players able to do that perfectly, and we're going to go on to Chapter 2, which is another one of the big RNG sections of the game. This game has become fairly optimized in a lot of the dungeon rooms, but the bosses tend to be where the RNG comes into play and execution comes into play, with some exceptions, but we'll get into this. Here's the mudfish. They take 2 yo-yo shots. You're going to see BugDoctor perfectly execute on these guys. One of the things I see when runners first pick up this game is they usually overshoot. They'll throw 3 shots, because they're not confident in making sure they get both hits on. Again, executing buffering, you're going to see both players set up the strat here so that they can walk on the sinking block without slowing down at all. So both enemies are able to get in their way. Yeah, they're gonna both runners are going to be near perfect on their buffering and their hits. You want to count the hits on most enemies. Here's BugDoctor executing the first strat of this room. We'll see if ZeroCounts executes the same strat here. He does. So you basically want to jump between tiles and change directions so that Mike stutters for a second. That's what ends up triggering, is that Mike kind of goes to a halt for a few frames, and it makes it so that this jump that ZeroCounts is making now is completely frame perfect. I think it's you have 1 frame to the good. It's there. So this is one of the dungeons that damage doesn't matter all that much. So you're going to see ZeroCounts, BugDoctor. They both do some damage boosting here. It's not a risk at all. There's no real danger to both runners here. This is one of the more forgiving dungeons when it comes to health and damage. And the only use of the baseball bat right there, BugDoctor going to take 2 points of damage from big fish, the puff fish. All right, Zero got really good octos there, a little bit better than BugDoctor did. Again, more optimized room strats here. You're going to see BugDoctor, Zero execute very similar strats here. BugDoctor missing the starfish there, but going to go ahead and just damage boost through them anyway. And they're both going to pick up this snowman doll. I don't think anyone would skip this in a race. If this were like late game, maybe I could see someone doing that, but in a race, you don't want to get behind too early. It's very risky to skip it. It makes the boss very consistent. So, and with the RNG this boss presents, it's going to be hard. And this is Octo the Huge. So every time you face him, he's going to chirp just like that. And on potentially right here, nope, not going to do it for every odd time he faces you after that, he could drop. So BugDoctor's on his 5th here. There it is. He's going to face him. We're going to get, is that 3 for ZeroCounts? And we need 50 hits. So BugDoctor's going to use 1 snowman, get all 50 hits. ZeroCounts is going to freeze him after. Oh, I got accidental repause buffer there. ZeroCounts, but pretty good execution here and should be able to take him down. And both runners within about 10 seconds of each other still. So very competitive thus far. Really, that villager boxing in ZeroCounts has been the only major difference between both runners so far. So a really good race right off the bat. All right, so we have a quick cutscene here. Gonna get a little wow, you've done it action from Mike Jones here. We saved the dolphin, and the dolphin's gonna guide us out of the rocky waters here, and to safety for now. Safety for about 20 seconds. So I have a quick call with Mama Dolphin here. And of course, we have a dolphin translator on board the Subsea, which is Mike's submarine you see there, that is piloted by Navcom, aka Rob, the robot. You might recognize him. So if anybody ever tells you Rob isn't in a video game, that's wrong. He's kind of in this game. He was definitely in Mario Kart DS. So if people get mad because you play Rob in Smash Brothers, don't be mad. Just trust me. It's a good thing. And the safety's over, as BugDoctor and ZeroCounts have fallen into the storm and calm. Suddenly it gets dark and stormy on the ocean. Yes, Artition, never leave home without your dolphin to English translator. That is very true. So I am watching the chat on the side over there. This community is very tight-knit in StarTropics. If this is a game you're interested in, we have such a strong community and such a active presence. Even if the runners aren't actively running, they're always watching streams. They're always supporting StarTropics, and they're always helping out everybody else. So, very welcoming community, and love to see you. We have a Discord and all of that. So if this interests you, feel free to join us. This is the first sighting of the dodo birds. BugDoctor getting pretty good RNG there. This is the RNG dungeon. This is commonly referred to as the RNG dungeon because all of the enemies in this dungeon can kind of go crazy. So far so good for BugDoctor, and ZeroCounts looks like he's going to get even better luck as BugDoctor enters the winged monkeys. And I would say this is BugDoctor's specialty. He deals with these enemies so well. A lot of times this is a tough point for runners who are getting used to the game. Like, what the heck do I do with these guys? So they take 2 hits each, and BugDoctor just makes superb work and gets a heart drop from the monkeys. BugDoctor is making such excellent work of this dungeon, as ZeroCounts is working his way through it. Looking good, taking his time, being a little patient. You do not want to take damage now. So at this point, we're going to do a little strat here that guarantees execution, and perfectly executed by BugDoctor here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that is a bonehead out of the way. You see ZeroCounts using the bola strat to get through the seeking block room as BugDoctor makes his way through the final room. Good luck by ZeroCounts there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then we're going to get a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the other bonehead. BugDoctor exits that dungeon. That was masterfully executed. I wouldn't be surprised if that was among his best splits there. That was a really good dungeon, and the fact that he picked up health actually gives him some flexibility as he goes into the next dungeon. So here we go. ZeroCounts executing it fairly solidly there. Didn't have quite the same bit of luck that BugDoctor did, but things are going well this far. So we have a little bit of a break here. This is Miracola. Yes, it is a pun. Everything ends in cola in this game. All the villages end in cola. This game is meant to be a love letter to American culture, even though it's completely developed in Japan. As I said, it was developed in Japan, but only released overseas. So kind of strange that they did it that way. It is accessible on the Nintendo Switch online service as well. Oh, and ZeroCounts might get villagered again here. He's going to talk to Miss Mira from the left to hopefully improve the odds of Miss Mira not blocking him in. Miss Mira there, you actually have to tell her that she's prettier than Miss Coral, or she will never let you proceed through the game. So, and she does move to the left there, so ZeroCounts is going to be okay. So he's gotten bad villager luck twice. That is very, very uncommon. The village is just kind of frame perfect execution. And BugDoctor working his way through. We've got to talk to the village chief's daughter. If you could find a miracle scroll to read to heal his daughter, he'll fix your mechanically wrecked ship. Don't ask how that's possible. If we had all the time to ponder how this game would be plausible, and this game would hurt our brains. So we just accept what you see on the screen and move on. That's the best way I've found to treat StarTropics. It is a strange game. Try to explain this to someone at your Thanksgiving dinners or your holiday dinners coming here, and let me know what they think of it. So BugDoctor's going to go ahead and enter the second dungeon of Chapter 3. Chapter 3, very unique. It is the longest chapter in the game. It's about 20 minutes long. It features 5 action stages. So this is the second of 5 stages. The next closest any other chapter has is 2. So, and this is the modern strat there. BugDoctor even throwing in an extra hit before running across and jumping over the pond there. We should see Zero execute a very similar strat. So this is the first dark room that BugDoctor's going into. We just have them memorized here. You're supposed to use the way the enemies move as a way to indicate where to go. That's how you're supposed to find your way through it. But we have the room memorized, so we're just going to push our way through it. As ZeroCounts enters the room, he was also able to execute the bonehead strat pretty flawlessly. BugDoctor setting up a baseball bat here. He's going to use it to buffer this room right here. So this sets it so it is nearly a frame perfect trick there. You can see the block just barely on the screen, but BugDoctor completely safely makes it through that room and picks up some extra hearts to boot. BugDoctor did do a damage boost to start the stage. ZeroCounts going to execute the same buffered strat, and once again, perfectly executed there. Again, because all the inputs are buffered, it's not like it's a timing thing. You aren't going to mess that up as long as you buffer all of your inputs. And beautifully execute on the Godflies there. BugDoctor just making quick work of them. Let's see if Zero can have similar execution here, because that is one of the biggest RNG rooms of this dungeon. Go. And perfect. And Zero's gonna go ahead and grab the heart. He's like, you know what? It's a race. Can't be too safe here. So, but take that enemy drop. Another very rare enemy drop. But again, this is a buffered room for BugDoctor as he heads into the boss of this level, and that's why he picked up the heart. ZeroCounts taking some damage there. So this is gonna be a buffered strat here. We're gonna buffer the baseball bat, and then we're gonna just jump our way through the room. This right here is a reaction jump. So we're gonna react, jump over the fireballs. And all of this is just pre-buffered inputs. We have to wait, do a little react there. We're going to take a damage here, and there it is. Perfectly executed by BugDoctor. ZeroCounts gets his shot at it here. Again, should be a similar strat. Oh, ZeroCounts might do the double. Is he going to do the double damage version? It does look like he is. That's 2 hearts of damage. So this is a rarity. We never get to see this strat executed, but perfectly executed there by ZeroCounts. That's why he picked up the extra heart. And a little show off there for ZeroCounts as well, putting himself at great risk for the run. So that is a very rare double heart strat that most people wouldn't do in a regular run, but I think ZeroCounts aware that he's a little bit behind. It does save about 1 or 2 seconds to do the strat that way. So well done there. Sorry guys, I didn't see if I know Zero didn't get it there. I didn't see if you guys got the perfect pivots. I apologize. There's a 2-frame window to get a turnaround on the steps without walking out of the steps there. It saves a few frames when you come out off the steps. So up the swag by ZeroCounts. Whenever somebody plays with swag, you know that they're playing well. So ZeroCounts and BugDoctor both playing excellently thus far. BugDoctor's had a few more things go his way and a little bit more solid execution, especially on the Godflies, but this level could change everything in the race. This is the Ghost Village stage. There is no other dungeon like this. This dungeon is intentionally made to wreck players, and this is probably the point where most people give up on the game. This dungeon features a large series of wrong exits, as well as just tremendous difficulty. It's the last level in the game before you get an upgraded weapon. So, and this is one of the first room. Oh, BugDoctor making a slip up there. He's perhaps not. I'm not sure. But it looked like he made a slip there. There's what he got hit by is actually invisible ghosts that you can't see without a magic wand. So, but we are never going to pick up the magic wand with the intent to kill the ghosts that are in our way. We're only going to pick up the magic wand for the ghosts that we have to kill. And these are ones right here that we don't have to. As you see BugDoctor execute the room here, he is walking in such a way to avoid the 4 invisible ghosts that you can't see on screen, but they are there, I promise you. And he's able to dodge them without any trouble. He gets 3 skeleton kills fairly easily, but ZeroCounts going to do a very similar strat here. Gonna use a jump, and BugDoctor with enough health gonna go ahead and take a damage boost through that one ghost that he does not need to kill. ZeroCounts going to go the safe route, knowing he's a little bit lower in health. But getting good patterns from the skulls there is ZeroCounts, so we're likely going to see Zero also jump over this one. Yes, there it is. And BugDoctor hitting the first checkpoint of the dungeon. This is actually, if you're just learning the game, this is a really good point if you're like at a half heart or a single heart to go ahead and just jump into the water, reset your health, because you do want to maintain your health as you go through this level. Now, BugDoctor's entering the dark room. This room, again, is completely memorized and buffered. Everything you see is preset and executed from the get-go. Right here and here for BugDoctor, those were invisible sinking blocks. So if done any bit incorrectly, that could have been disaster. You would have just died. You're going to see ZeroCounts execute a similar strat here. And should be good. 1 and 2, and he's through. So, and this enemy that ZeroCounts is facing, this is Mr. Armstrong. We're going to hope, and Zero did not get good luck, so he's going to stand in this spot right here, and he's going to get guaranteed. Ooh, that was very close to a death there. Guaranteed for Armstrong to spawn in that spot if you stand all the way on the right. So there is 2 hearts coming up for ZeroCounts. He's just got to make it through this room right here. And he's going to make it through, as BugDoctor does make it through safely. This room is a checkpoint, but you do not want to actually die here, because you would lose the magic wand you have in inventory. So you do not want to take an intentional death at this spot to replenish your health. That will cost you a lot more time than just trying to play it through, especially because there are 2 hearts there. BugDoctor are going to enter what these enemies are called the dim hags, and you have to reflect their shots into them. BugDoctor executes it perfectly, and he's going to go into a very difficult room right here. You only have to kill the 4 mummies that start at the top most spawn of the room. So killing that first one is always a guaranteed strat, but now BugDoctor is tracking which mummies he actually has to kill and which ones he doesn't, and he does it perfectly there. As ZeroCounts enters the dim hags, he's going to take out one at a time, it looks like. That's what they gave to him. So, and BugDoctor, that was a bad spawn, bad luck for him. ZeroCounts once again gonna have to track which mummies are where, and he's also gonna get a heart spawn again, which is beautiful luck for ZeroCounts. That's exactly what he needed, because you do want to leave this dungeon with 2 health at a minimum. As BugDoctor heads in the boss room, I didn't get time to cover the skull room there, but that is one of the toughest rooms in this dungeon. And ZeroCounts getting the exact same pattern that BugDoctor got. This is Maxi, the boss ghost. The little ones are called minis, and then that's Maxi. I don't know exactly how many hits Maxi takes, but once he starts rushing like that, they've got 3 hits left. So well executed by BugDoctor. It can be a little bit of a pain from an RNG perspective, but you see both players, they get the 1 shot off. This is guaranteed to hit, and then the rest, they just kind of hope Maxi stops in a spot that's convenient. And if you don't have these bolas, the only spot you can hit Maxi from is the furthest left or right spot with the yo-yo. So it gets a little tricky, as ZeroCounts is having some trouble. And you can see he's actually playing it safe on purpose here. He does not want to jump into the water on accident. That's about a 5-minute time loss if he did jump in the water on accident there. So, but well executed there. If I had to guess, I would say ZeroCounts was probably pretty nervous that he was going to jump into the water there. He was playing it very carefully. It looks like I've lost ZeroCounts speed, so we've just got a BugDoctor here. There we go. Got Zero's feet back as he clears the dungeon. So this was a bit of a sequence break. What you're supposed to do is go into the castle here that BugDoctor is about to enter, Chicola, and find out that you need to retrieve the crystal ball to figure out where you're supposed to go next. But the good news is we already knew where we need to go next, and this is one of the very few times that the game doesn't stop you from doing that anyway. There's a few opportunities that in Chapter 5, if we know the answer to the puzzle, but the game doesn't allow you to proceed, even if you know the answer to the puzzle, until you've triggered all of the elements that reveal the puzzle's solution. So this is one of the rare times that you can do a sequence break like this on the map. So I'm going to do a the clock here just to get a time differential. This BugDoctor is going to head into She-Cola. Going to disguise. Mike has to be disguised as a woman to enter She-Cola. And we're going to talk to the head of She-Cola, who's going to give Mike a shooting star. Now, the shooting star is a unique upgrade. You need to have 6 hearts to use it, and in this level, you only have 6 hearts, so you have to be at full health to use this weapon. Any damage means you cannot use this weapon. So it looks like we have about a 34-second gap between both runners, which is still a very, very close race. Anything can happen, especially as the late game comes into fold. So you do have to talk to this warrior. She's going to tell you the magic word. Again, this is another one of those cases where even if you know what the answer to the puzzle is, you can't proceed until you've triggered the in-game elements that reveal the solution to the puzzle. So BugDoctor going to go ahead and enter the 4th action stage. This is the shortest action stage of the game, not counting 6-0, which we'll talk about when we get there. So we have to say the magic words. So we're going to jump 10 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Abracadad Radicola. That's the magic words, I promise. It's exactly what they said on screen. And BugDoctor with the shooting star. ZeroCounts also in good shape to get the shooting star. This dungeon is kind of meant to be a tutorial to provide familiar enemies that you have seen before and see what kind of difference the shooting star makes. So you can see, oh, this kills them in 1 hit now instead of the yo-yo that takes 2. So you can kind of get a power difference. This is a really cool room that BugDoctor is entering in. You're going to see mudfish spawn to a certain direction. They're actually triggered by the tile that you're walking on. Those certain tiles trigger the mudfish. So we just figured out the optimal strat to trigger all 4 of them, and BugDoctor executes it pretty much flawlessly there. You do have to be careful. You cannot take any damage. If you do, you're going to go to the yo-yo, and you're going to start taking potentially very significant time losses as you go into the dungeon. BugDoctor is entered now. BugDoctor going to go. You only have to kill this 1 snake here. Execute a flawless strat there. ZeroCounts going to go ahead and execute a similar strat for the mudfish. And he's going to get through. As BugDoctor gets to make quick work of, once again, more familiar enemies. Only 3 hits now. Beautiful execution there by BugDoctor. And then this is the first appearance in the daylight areas of the caves of the sinking tiles. The tiles that sink when you jump on them. I think you did see them in one of the dungeons earlier. ZeroCounts enters the 5th dungeon of Chapter 3. So here we go. BugDoctor, getting good luck. So this is the Frapper room that BugDoctor is in. Oh, they're going to hit him and he's going to take damage. That's not good. Oh, that is so unfortunate. That was pretty much a frame-perfect reaction. What you can do, he can get his hearts back right here. So he's going to go ahead and do that, I believe. It triggered some hearts. You have to get the clock. There's no way to jump back down, grab those hearts, and get back to safety without grabbing the clock. At least to my knowledge. Full code might know a way to do it, but it might be it's awful risky if you don't. So, but Doctor can go ahead and just replenish his health, get back on track. We're gonna go ahead and hold down the center block here. This triggers the right frappas that we need. There actually are frappas that can appear that don't unlock the door. This ensures the 2 we need to show up, open the door. And again, BugDoctor playing it very dangerous there, living dangerously, thinking that the eyeballs are not going to run into him, but they don't, and he is through. ZeroCounts not taking damage, so he's not going to have to grab these hearts here, but that is the last safety point, and getting the skull for good measure. And he's going to get a chance to deal with the frappas. As BugDoctor deals with the bullies here, go with the safe strat there. There's a faster way you can do that, but you have to practice 4 different potential outcomes as Zero takes damage. This is going to be a big difference in a time maker for the bullies, because you do have to kill some of the bullies. Now the bullies will take 11 hits instead of 6 for ZeroCounts there on the left side. So BugDoctor making quick work of the bullies. He is pretty much through chapter 3 right here, and taking a look at his time, this is a common checkpoint for most runners, a 29:14 at the geyser. If you're sub 30 at the geyser, you're doing really good. If you're sub 29 on the geyser, you're probably on world record pace. So BugDoctor, one of the very few players that can get sub 29 minutes onto the geyser, but he can do it from time to time. As you having trouble with zero speed, looks like he got a heart back from one of the enemies, but it could just get 1 star. He could get his shooting star back, but it's going to be too little too late, it looks like, as he continues to work through the dungeon. As ZeroCounts hits the geyser sub 30, so still having a very good run. Like I said, if you're hitting the geyser sub 30 minutes, you're having a great run. You have the potential to be on 104 pace, which would be a top 5 time as of the moment of this race, if you're sub 30. So 30 minutes in, both players. We'll take a little time comparison here. If I had to guess, I'm going to say they're about 45 seconds apart. We'll get a look here. As BugDoctor heads into chapter 4. Chapter 4 has no action stages. This is a overworld only portion. You'll only have to talk to this villager right here. They've got 3 dialogue boxes, and we're going to walk right off of that into the exit. And once you do that, you can get back in the sub, and this will trigger the whale sequence, which you'll see here in just a moment. It is. The whale comes and eats you up. And it is almost perfectly 45 seconds, so I was actually, might have been 44, but it's pretty close. So 45 seconds apart, both runners, 30 minutes into a run. That's all you can ask for and kind of what you expect when you have 2 top 5 runners running here. Definitely the favorites, if you will, for the race. So BugDoctor, ZeroCounts, still staying within reach of each other. This dungeon is, well, this whole area is pretty much frame perfect. Overworld segments have a lot of leniency in first actual frames, so there's not a lot to talk about. But this is just a maze, so you're gonna get to see the optimal solution to the maze. If you know this is one of those cases. If you do know the solution to the maze, that's all you need. It will never change. This is the same execution time after time. The story so far, so it's a good time to catch up on that, is Mike is bumped into the assistant from Sea Island in the first chapter who was scared to tell Mike about what was going on, but comes clean now and says that Dr. J, who you're looking for, that's what we're on a quest to find, is Mike's uncle, Dr. J, that he actually has encountered and been kidnapped by aliens, and we need to go save him. So we are trying to find our way there. The whale is one more roadblock in our way. So we've had the sub break on us, we've had the dolphins, and now we've have the whale. So Mike's developing a fear of fish at this point. He doesn't like fish anymore. As we head through, we're going to go ahead and talk to Babu one more time now that we found the lighter, because we're going to light the raft that Babu was on fire, and we're going to make the whale sneeze us out. Again, next time you get your family together for dinner, big large gathering, try to explain the story of this game. They'll tell you to lay off the bottle a little bit, probably. It's my guess, if you try to explain this story. Quick prompt here. This is the only, what BugDoctor is about to enter in, the 747 code. A unique little fact about this game that most people know if you've played this game before. He'll enter the 747 in as quickly as possible. Hard to buffer that because you end up, it's not bufferable really. You have to keep pressing down. It's a bit of a tricky execution there. So this game was released with that as kind of like a failsafe for people who were pirating. So, but the problem is, if you rented the game, which was very common in 1990, it usually did not come with the instruction letter that you needed to get the answer to the code. So there was no GameFAQs or Google back then. So if you didn't know the answer to this puzzle, you're kind of stumped. You could sit there and guess all 999 numbers if you wanted to. I guess it'd be 1,000, right? Because 000 is a possibility. So you guess all 1,000 combinations till you got it. But otherwise, yeah, there's actually a letter that you have to dip in actual water, and there's a hidden message on the letter that reveals the code to be 747. Technically, this wasn't the 1980s, since this game came out in 1990. December 1990, in fact. So it was almost 1991. So its official release date in December is still unknown. No one can pinpoint the official release date to the day. We know it was December 1990. We don't know when. Another long town sequence here. A little bit of variance here in the town. It could be a RNG right here with these first two villagers. BugDoctor are going to get good luck there and good luck there. So that's about the only variance for this town sequence. You have to talk to everyone in this town except the lady in the hut in the dress here. Right there. You don't have to talk to her, but everybody else you have to chit chat with before the guard will let you through to the chief. Chief Miracle, of course. Yeah, once again, this game was not released in Japan. This game was only released in North America and Europe. So even to this day, the only way that I've seen Japanese players play this game is either by ordering a United States version of the NES Classic or switching their country on their Switch to the US version so that they can play the Nintendo Switch Online for the US side, which you can do if you are interested. So I think you can do that the other way too. I think the NSO in Japan is a little bit different than it is in the United States. So, all right, but all of that out of the way, once we get through this next puzzle, which is the piano keys, we are pretty much going to be action heavy from the remainder of the run. We'll spend all but about 4 minutes in dungeons from that point. So it's gonna. I know there's been about 10 minutes of kind of a chill time here from the 30-minute mark up to now. But from here it is action heavy, and we're gonna get to see a lot of execution. This is a good warm-up for that heavy round of execution because Chapter 5 is more trap-based. It's not so much enemy or RNG-based. There's very little RNG in this level at all. So if you can just execute the dungeon solidly, which I expect both players will be able to, then you're going to be in good shape. But this is one of the most devastating dungeons to lose your shooting star at. So if either player does lose their shooting star, it will be extremely detrimental, possibly to the point where they might need to even die on purpose or game over on purpose just to get their shooting star back. So I don't expect you'll see that, but it is there's a low percent chance that you may see some of that. And there is our F room, shaped like the letter F. As BugDoctor goes ahead and heads into Dungeon 5 as ZeroCounts heads into the piano key. So we're going to focus on BugDoctor here. We only took a 1 bat. We're going to do that right there. And the other ones just happen to be on our way. Damage boosting through those bats doesn't really do any good. So it's just as fast to kill them almost as it is to run through them. And the health, since health is such a concern here, we do like to just play it safe if we can. So BugDoctor has now 7 hearts. So the bad news is almost every enemy and every obstacle does 1.5 hearts of damage. So any damage taken is going to be a shooting star loss. BugDoctor executing a little buffer turn strat there to get the spear to fly at the right time, so that he doesn't have to jump over it. And This was another as a child. This was an anxiety-inducing level. This room that ZeroCounts is in right here is anxiety-inducing. It's like, oh god, oh god, oh god, oh god, please don't, please don't, please don't, please don't, please don't. Well, yeah, but I want to get these hearts. I want to get the hearts and leave me alone. Don't sink on me. Don't go away. Oh my god, I made it. It's kind of like that. That's a little 5-year-old me playing this game for the first time. When I got here, that was a little scary. You see, ZeroCounts didn't do the buffer strat. Again, it's a lot riskier, but yeah, it requires a bit more stringent timing. As BugDoctor heads into the first bowling ball, yes, deadly bowling balls. He's going to go ahead and execute the strat. Oh, he did not get his execution on the strat, so it's going to cost him about 1 second here. You can just try and wing it. There's a strat basically built out to shoot that bowling ball, so you don't have to wait right here for it to pass. You can just move back and forth. BugDoctor will just take the 1 second loss and move on. Let's see if ZeroCounts is able to get it as BugDoctor moves along here. We do pick up the mirrors here. We don't need them just yet, but it's more optimal to pick them up now than to pick them up later. So go ahead and do it here. BugDoctor going to do a double jump of the crystal balls, as I call them. As ZeroCounts is going to head into the blue bowling ball. Yes, these are insta-death blue bowling balls. So and ZeroCounts not even going to think about going for the fast strat. Just going to go ahead and stick with the tried and true here. So players running even as BugDoctor enters the green bowling ball room, so a little bit shorter. Going to go ahead and execute the buffered strat, the mirror. It's going to look very scary, folks, but I promise he'll be all right, and he is just fine. See if ZeroCounts executes a similar strat or just goes to play it safe. It saves a couple frames to do the strat that way. But if executed perfectly, it's always the safe strat. So that's the beauty of having buffer. You don't have to worry, was I a frame off or was I, a couple frames off. With everything being buffered strats, it makes things easy. So you see BugDoctor taking an intentional damage boost there. I know I mentioned that it could be deadly to lose your shooting star here, but that is all a preset strat, because there's 2 hearts right here that BugDoctor is going to go ahead and pick up. As ZeroCounts does do the mirror strat here, so it's going to look scary for him. Oh, he got nervous. No, he executed it right, but he got nervous. It's like, I just want to be sure. So, BugDoctor going to go ahead and pick up the health as well. Now, the red bowling ball stays within a close distance of Mike here, so you do have to hit him to keep him at bay. Again, a little scary there. Red, we've always said that red bowling ball is stained with the blood of BugDoctor. All of the BugDoctor deaths there. That has been the bane of his runs from time to time, but not today. Able to be perfectly executed. As ZeroCounts goes ahead and heads into the room before here. Again, this is a trap room, so ZeroCounts is going to go ahead and use the yo-yo early on so that he doesn't have to stop and dodge any of the spears. And gonna get 2 shots here. You can stack up the 2 shots on the bowling ball to slow it down for a period of time. You only need 3 total, so as long as you hit it 3 times, you should have enough time to always make it through. And ZeroCounts makes it through flawlessly. So we get the save the queen here for BugDoctor side of the world. So no deaths by either player this far into the run. Very, very impressive, especially with that, kind of coming out of a hiatus, I would say, to run this game for the race, and it's been just a superb race thus far. So I would say ZeroCounts lost about 3 or 4 seconds in that dungeon, so probably about 49 seconds behind, my guess. So I'm gonna guess he's gonna get that clear screen. Let's see, he'll get the chapter 6 screen come away at 43:21 or so, or 44:21. So, BugDoctor entering chapter 6. Again, another maze to start this. This is the longest portion of the overworld that's left. Just a preset maze. If BugDoctor's feeling generous, he may grab the big apple. It's delicious. Did that in his GDQ run, and it was still just a remarkably good time, even with the Big Apple. Let's see. Is BugDoctor thinking about stopping off for a delicious, tasty snack? He is not. No delicious, tasty snack today for the BugDoctor. He's going to leave that for the bugs. He doesn't need one. He says, so I'm good on that. I'll save the delicious apple for my bug friends. ZeroCounts now entering Chapter 6. A couple hidden paths there, as you can see. The little bubbles in the water indicate where you can go through. But both players have this maze memorized perfectly, so should be no trouble of execution here. There is a little bit of a trick to the next section that BugDoctor is approaching. There are certain tiles that trigger Navcom to prompt you the distance away of Dr. J's location, like that. We're going to walk in a specific way so that we don't trigger any of those tiles until we have to. So we're only going to trigger 2 total, which is here's the second one, and then we're in our spot. Ta-da! So perfectly executed there. Now this is 6-0. This is going to be a frame perfect dungeon. You know, watch perfect execution from BugDoctor here. And he goes in the final room of the dungeon. And everybody please clap. Frame perfect dungeon for BugDoctor there. We'll see if ZeroCounts can get a frame perfect dungeon as well. Alright, can we see some Tamp magic here? There's a crazy strat that you can do in this first room right here to try and get the enemy to drop a heart. Nope, no, BugDoctor just said I don't need a heart. ZeroCounts, I want to see you go for Tamp magic. I don't think you can hear me, but you know what, I'm just gonna try and will it into existence here. So we're gonna pick up the hearts here. We need to get that shooting star, and again, another one of the most devastating times to lose the shooting star is right here in this early section. BugDoctor are going to take his time. You only have to remove the pink mummies here. The blue ones are not impeding your path. As ZeroCounts, able to execute a frame perfect 6-0. Well done for ZeroCounts as well, getting frame perfect. We'll see if ZeroCounts goes for Tamp magic. As BugDoctor is going to execute a intentional damage boost strat here. The reason and he's not going to do it. I think he like, I don't remember how to do this, so let's just do it the old-fashioned way. So there's one octo that's a stretch there, and you have to be on the right damage frame to hit it. So BugDoctor didn't have trouble with it, so it ended up being a big deal. BugDoctor executing a nice strat that we have for the mummies. This also picks up the medicine because, like I said, losing the shooting star here is devastating. So especially in a race like this, you want to just have an insurance policy. If this boss hits you, you do lose the shooting star. So and sometimes these shots are random. If they look random on your screen, they're pretty random. Doctor would like not to grab that anklet now, but the boss is being a jerk, and he's got to go ahead and grab it there, and should be able to get the boss in one cycle. Is able to do so. Your account's going to go ahead and execute the same strat here on the blocks. And grab the medicine. Ooh, that was close for ZeroCounts, but he's able to slip by. And going to go ahead and do a couple shots back. Yep, and we're through. So let's see how... this is Turboss, the boss that the Doctor just defeated, and Zero is entering now. We're going to see if Turboss is a little bit friendlier to ZeroCounts here. Could be a good opportunity for Zero to get himself back in the race. Turboss has not given ZeroCounts a chance to go over there and get the anklet block triggered. He's going to go ahead and do that now. It's better to grab that anklet when the boss is dying because the boss keeps dying while the anklet activates. But Mike can't move while the anklet's activating, so it's kind of tricky. Now this is one of my favorite execution rooms in the game that BugDoctor's entering. So we're going to set up a perfect strat here. It allows us to slip by that fireball and get that other fireball that you just saw pass him. Shoot at that diagonal angle. So all of that is it looks like it's easy, but it's very perfectly timed and intentionally timed so that all the fireballs shoot in such a way that they aren't in your way. And that allows you to set up what BugDoctor just did. You get 1 hit on the top, 3 on the bottom, and then you're going to go ahead and just use the spike shoots to clear your mount. BugDoctor going to go up the traditional mummy strat here. There's a little bit of a faster way. BugDoctor going to go ahead and just take 2 shots with the leads and then go ahead and use the shooting star to pick people up as he drops off the room, so he has just 2 to finish off with the cleats as he goes into Broken Joe, the boss here, as ZeroCounts is on the long room, as I call it. BugDoctor and Zero both like to stand up close to this guy. I always get nervous about standing close to this guy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Perfect strat, 1 cycle. BugDoctor, perfectly executed. All done. That is way harder than it looks. BugDoctor got good RNG and is able to execute on it perfectly. So, really good situation for BugDoctor here. ZeroCounts is going for the more advanced strat. I think he did it a little bit incorrectly, but that is okay. It's still pretty fast the way he did it. So, he will go ahead and enter Broken Joe room right here. And nobody tried Tant Magic. I'm disappointed in all of you. Picked up a lot of time. Could have picked up at least half a second. Ooh. Oh, and ZeroCounts didn't get good RNG or execution there. You're close, ZeroCounts. There we go. So it's still a 2 cycle, very fast. Just unfortunate that he didn't get the RNG needed and missed execution. And actually lucky that he didn't go below 6 hearts, because he does still need a shooting star for the dungeon coming up here. So you will see how it goes here. This dungeon actually, it's very difficult casually, because it does trick you right there off the bat. With you have to go to the right, which is not unlike any other dungeon. But as far as execution, this is all just frame perfect execution. All of these strats that you see are preset. Ooh, BugDoctor kind of had no choice there. You don't want to kill both of them because it triggers the door to open, which is obviously slower, but he kind of had no choice, otherwise you could take damage. So, this preset. Oh, I got the 2 doubles! That is incredibly rare and incredibly well executed by BugDoctor. No damage. That was about as good as you could ask for on that. So, it looks like the difference almost exactly 60 seconds between both players here. So, nothing that 7-1 or 8-1 can't change. So, believe you me, this is far from over, far from decided. Neither player has had a death to this point. There was a time when I had a race with Fulco, who I believe is in the chat, and I was pretty far behind Fulco, and then the first boss of Chapter 8 gave him 18 hands and gave me 0. And it was a dead even race again. So you just never know what's going to happen and how things are going to work out. ZeroCounts going to opt to get the... that was really good for ZeroCounts too. Well executed on the Munchers room there. Those bubbles, they look like the bubbles from Legend of Zelda. They are like them, except worse. They stop you from using any weapons at all. So, not just your sword. As ZeroCounts gonna deal with the Claydol here. They take 11 hits? 14. Sorry, 14. They take those mini bosses take 14 hits to kill. You're gonna see BugDoctor live a little bit dangerously as he goes into the second set of Claydols here. This dungeon fairly routine from execution standpoint. Even this boss is gonna be very scary, but it's very routine for someone as skilled as BugDoctor. Walks right up to him, lets him have it, and boom, there you go. Just cleanly executed. Zero having a little bit of trouble with the flies there, but not a big deal. As BugDoctor heads into the official dungeon boss, but actually this is the easiest boss of the dungeon. Unfortunate there for Zero, missing the Rocky. Gonna have to wait for another one to spawn. Just 10 hits from the Asterix. Oh, it's just barely getting that Rocky for ZeroCounts, so BugDoctor, perfect execution there. Just a really solid run from BugDoctor thus far. Zero, like I said, about a minute out from BugDoctor at this point. We'll see how he can get through the Claydol bosses here. Likely see him pick up this medicine as well, just as a safety measure. Can't hurt. See how aggressive he gets here. So BugDoctor walked right up to him, and you want to sort of stay in the pocket there. It may look dangerous. You may have the instinct to jump, but you actually don't want to jump, because if those enemies will shoot projectile before they walk into you. If they walk into you, it is a death with the health that we have. Whereas if they shoot you with projectile, you can just walk through them with your invulnerability, and you only take 2.5 hearts of damage. So maybe it's 3.5, but either way. So if you're ever learning that boss to run the game here, don't jump on instinct. Trust me, you'll thank me later. All right, so moving right along here, BugDoctor is about to enter Chapter 7. This is the most RNG dungeon of the game. This is called the Bottleneck. This dungeon is only about 90 seconds long. It is the most grueling 90 seconds of the run because anything can happen to you. You could see multiple deaths even in this dungeon, and you'll see why momentarily. BugDoctor are going to go ahead and enter the alien spaceship. We're going to grab these 4 hearts right here. This gives us the shooting star that we need. We're going to go ahead and grab 4 more in just a second. Put us at a reasonable 11 hearts. Yes, each row of hearts is 11 hearts long, not 10 in this game. Don't know why they chose to do that. I don't know if they just wanted to fill the screen space. But it is 11 hearts. As BugDoctor uses a little bit of attack manip there on the green robot to get around him. And this is what we call the Bottleneck. There are 5 green robots that you have to deal with, and BugDoctor gets smacked by 2 of them. He can't get hit here. He does not. He's going to play it carefully. He does not want to get shot by an alien. Keeps his shooting star safely, and he should be smooth sailing from here. And it's good thing that he did, because the yo-yo actually takes 2 hits to kill those pink rider guys. And sometimes in those cases that BugDoctor just had to deal with, you wouldn't have had enough time to get both of them out. So likely would have resulted in death, but BugDoctor able to stay stalwart and in his execution. Oh, and just a beautiful pattern for BugDoctor. He's loving it. And ZeroCounts not getting the good luck that BugDoctor had there. Already had to deal with some of the pink riders as BugDoctor exits 7-1. The near perfect level, I would say. They only had to wait for the alien there, but other than that, pretty much perfect execution here. We'll see what can happen. ZeroCounts here. He's going to move past the first robot. Oh, this is going to be close. ZeroCounts. I think, okay. Oh, he took body contact damage, but had enough health that it wasn't a big deal, so he should be fine here. Should be able to make it through. Looks good. Oh, he's down to the yo-yo. Oh, that's bad. Oh, ZeroCounts is going to have to clutch this one out. Wasn't looking back to the right side here. Let's see. He can take 1 pellet of damage from the boss as BugDoctor heads to 7-2 with his newly upgraded Supernova. We'll talk about that in a second. Let's see if Zero can clutch out the fat robos here. There's the 1 pellet that he can take. Cannot get hit again. Can Zero clutch it out? Then we have another half a heart scenario. He's almost got that one gone. He should be okay here. I have to play it a little safe, but very reactable with only 1 alien on the screen here. Oh, get out of the way, Zero. And we're through. So he does clutch it out. Cost him quite a bit of time. It would have cost him a lot more time if he lost a life there. So by the skin of his teeth, ZeroCounts makes it through. As we see BugDoctor heading into 7-2 here. Pretty much just solid execution here. This is going to be a cool strat that BugDoctor gets to do right here with the Supernova. 1, 2, 3, 4. Not able to get all 4 of them there, but that is okay. Looks like I'll have to get the next 2 on the next one. But have a heart? Get a $1,000 donation. I don't think we have donations on this, but we got a $1,000 donation last time when BugDoctor cleared the same boss with a half a heart. So good throwback. If anybody has BugDoctor's half a heart emote, it's a good time to throw that down. So one of the toughest rooms in the game right here. BugDoctor, excuse me, the force fields kind of come up within 2 tiles of Mike. Oh, BugDoctor's in bad shape here. Gonna have to clutch this one out. Gonna have to play it very safe. This is a big chance for Zero to make up some time. Without Supernova, he had to play it very, very carefully. You're gonna get to see the gold bot here get thoroughly wiped out. Ready? Gonna do a little manip there to get him shoot twice early, and then just wipe him out with the orange gun, and even save some of his pellets. ZeroCounts has a lot of health to recover, so he didn't have the supernova to clear the enemies out of the way. And Jeff gets in the way of ZeroCounts. That robot is Jeff, and he is a menace. I wasn't even watching what happened with Jeff on BugDoctor screen because ZeroCounts was still on the boss, so sorry if I missed that. But Jeff is a menace. You don't want to get in Jeff's way. He is a problem. He jumps off of ladders, and he's a nut, man. You just watch out for Jeff. So this is Asteroid that BugDoctor's against. We're going to do a perfectly executed strat there so that you do exactly enough damage for Asteroid to move back. So there's a certain number of HP that you need to do to get Asteroid to move back. BugDoctor perfectly moves him back there, and then walks back and clears the block out before Asteroid has time to walk forward. And then what you saw there, it looked like it was pretty close, where BugDoctor jumped on the block to exit the room. That was, again, another buffered strat. He buffered a shot and then did 2 jumps. Got himself in a really good position. So that's all. That looks scary, but I promise you he'll never mess that up. As he begins the overly long maze-like hallways. Just too long. Just filler. You might be able to figure out. You may have heard that song before a time or two. And BugDoctor did do the difficult heat tile skip, and I wasn't even able to cover it because I was kind of watching both screens there. I was watching what was happening with Jeff. We'll get to cover the heat tile skip on Zero's screen here. You'll see in a second. Ooh, just barely getting through there. So, let's see if ZeroCounts is going to get the heat tile skip. Players showing off a little bit of swag today. Zero with the double damage magma strat. And all right, so Mike actually can walk over lava. You know, water kills Mike instantly, but lava, no problem. We got this, right? Here we go. This should be good, and we're good. There you go. Perfectly executed with ZeroCounts there. Basically, you're walking between those tiles on the frame they switch. Have a buffered, that is a buffered strat to make sure that we walk between them at the right time. And perfectly executed by ZeroCounts as well on Asteroid. So nobody going for the glitch kill. So I think someone went for it yesterday. Who was I watching? Oh, Jim Jamboree was playing. I don't think he's in the race, but he was making run attempts and he did the glitch kill. So there's another swag opportunity there to go for the glitch kill. We did that in a race one time. There's 4 of us, and actually 2 of us did a different swag kills on Asteroid. Fulco did the, there's another way to kill Asteroid. If you can do enough damage before he moves back a tile, which is very, very, very hard to do. And you can blow him up before he has a chance to move. And then there's a way to get him to walk off the platform in a glitch state, because there's nowhere left further back in the room to walk back for, so he just jumps off. It's pretty funny, but you have to do a damage boost to do it. So BugDoctor going to enter Chapter 8 here. Now, you're going to see BugDoctor pick up the gun and react to whatever he sees first. It's going to be ahead. And then from this point on, you're going to see BugDoctor hold down 1 tile left of center. The holding down gives you about 73% chance of Zoda's next spawn being a face, which is what we need to damage him. If he spawns a... Oh, this is going to be a hand. It's going to be close, but that should be fine there. So yeah, you can still get the hands you see, but you have a better chance of it being a face if you're holding down. Get just the input manip there. A lot of the game's quote-unquote RNG is based on the input of the player. So there are certain situations, like the Frappas earlier and Zoda here, where you can kind of influence what the enemies are doing just by holding a direction. So 2 hands for BugDoctor, maybe 3. I think it was 2. Not bad at all. That's pretty much standard at this point based on the ratio. You need 4 faces, so if you have 73% chance of seeing faces, getting 1 or 2 hands is pretty normal. You can even get 0 or 1, or sometimes you get a few more. You get 3 or 4, but usually don't see the 10 or 12 like some people used to see. So ZeroCounts entering Chapter 8 himself now. BugDoctor going to go ahead and go for the run here, and time is coming up in about a minute probably for BugDoctor here. Oh, BugDoctor not going to be able to get the core in one shot here, so he's gonna get the core down to its last health state so that it doesn't fully replenish. And go ahead and get a 2-cycle reactor, which is not bad at all. It just got bad RNG there. Sometimes the game doesn't give you what you need to get a 1 cycle on that reactor. BugDoctor entering the final area. We are using the player's timers, as you see here. BugDoctor also at full health, so his time will be coming up here in a second. We'll see where ZeroCounts ends up. Again, this boss is instant death on contact damage, so BugDoctor I expect will be very safe here. It's going to be 34 hits on the boss to take him out. Good execution by BugDoctor there, knowing his limits of how many times he can hit the boss, and Zoto actually being remarkably cooperative for BugDoctor here. As ZeroCounts is getting hand after hand. He is not getting good luck on his side of the field. And it's looking like BugDoctor's coming up near time on Zoda here. And there it is. Boom. Didn't stop. It looks like it was a 104.57. His timer didn't stop there, but it looks like it was a 104.57 for BugDoctor as ZeroCounts is going to try and clean it up here. Just a remarkably close race with no deaths on BugDoctor's side and hopefully no deaths on ZeroCounts' side. If he plays it safe, he should be fine. See how he damage boosts here. Good thus far. I can't explain to you how incredible it is BugDoctor can just get sub 105 consistently like he just did. That's a top 4 time. It's a top 4 speedrun time if you can get it that fast. Oh, ZeroCounts is 1 hit away from a 1-cycle reactor. Oh, and ZeroCounts should have kept shooting the reactor. He's also 1 hit away there. That robot kept getting in his way. He is able to get the reactor, but the star almost knocks him out. That was scary. Oh, what? That's a good reminder, chat. We did not get a cutscene skip from BugDoctor, so there's the reason we hit time here is because there's a chance that Zoda can just warp to the end in cutscene instead of playing out the end of the game like BugDoctor is doing right now. So because it's completely RNG, whether it's basically we know what causes it is if he gets spawns. So if he doesn't spit any spawns out before you get to him, then he definitely will have a cutscene skip. So sometimes he can spit a spawn or 2 out and still get cutscene skip. So we haven't quite figured out what triggers it, but we know for sure if he doesn't spit any spawns out, then he will not get a cutscene skip. So ZeroCounts gonna just play it safe here. Taking this time again, 34 hits to take out Zoda. And if you're learning the route, this is the best way to handle this final boss. Just work him on the tiles. You'll do it completely safely. There's no risk involved. If you want to do it super fast, there are ways you can do it mega fast, but they are very, very risky. And you don't want to, especially in a race like this. And there it is, time for ZeroCounts, 107.29. So about 2.5 minute difference there with no deaths on either player's side. Very well executed run overall. This is a very difficult game, so just remarkably put together by both runners. About 2.5 minute difference is what it ended up being. ZeroCounts had some unfortunate luck in the way the reactor worked out for him, but GG to both players. Just a well put together run for 2.5 minutes difference. May seem like it's a bit, but in an hour and 5 minute long run, that is a lot of work. That's just truly impressive by both players to not die in a run like this. A very difficult game, and well done by both players. BugDoctor is the winner here at SpeedGaming Live 2021. So congratulations to BugDoctor for winning this race, and I'm sure we'll get to see how the rest of the races play out on SpeedGaming Live 2021. There is a round robin bracket, so you can find that on Smash GG. If you look up the SpeedGaming Live 2021 tournament, you can see where all the brackets are. So well done by both players, and I think that will pretty much do it for us here. So I'm the Tantalus. Find me on on Twitter at Taintless. Of course, you want to find ZeroCounts. I believe it's at @0_counts, and at BugDoctor_BugDoctor_ is him. So ZeroCounts has joined us live on air.
Hello.
Hey Zero, how you feeling there? That was
that was a wild ride.
and you had some clutch moments. Let's talk about that for a minute there. Despite being on the losing end, you had some very, very clutch moments in the reactor and with the 7-1 boss. Take us through your feelings in those moments.
Oh my gosh, I just wanted to stay alive the whole time. I mean, between getting blocked by the red girl right at the very beginning, I was like, all right, this is what it's gonna be. And then
set the tone. Miss Mira almost got you too.
Yep, very close. I was shaking in my boots there. And then the Maxi fight, wow, he did not want to stop at all. I ran out of bolas on the last hit.
So I made a remark thinking that you were being very careful because I think you were nervous about jumping in the water. Tell me if I was right or wrong on that.
Every time, every time I have that fight, I'm nervous about that. I should really just start moving back a tile.
Good. Move back a tile, or there's different ways to set it up, but a remarkably good run. 107.29 is a very good time. Would be top 20 in the leaderboards at this point. So with no deaths from either player,
surprisingly,
no deaths on
so crazy.
GG ZeroCounts, by the way.
I pulled off a BugDoctor half a heart moment in 7-1 for you.
I was like, if only you could get $1,000 donation, and you pulled off Magma Swag.
I did, because I had extra hearts there.
So I was like, oh my! I saw you go the other way. I'm like, oh, is he gonna do the other strat? And I was like, here he goes! Look at this. So
I considered doing it because I had a bunch of health there too, but I haven't been practicing it. So I was just like, I don't remember how to do it. So
I had to practice it last night because I was like, I don't remember how this is gonna happen. But
it's a race strat, though, right?
Happen. Yeah.
You got to take advantage of it. So let's transition over to the winner, BugDoctor. 104.57 was where I saw the time. I know you hit your timer a little late. Was what I think it was.
Yeah,
man, that's just a great run, isn't it?
Wow, GG's. Holy moly.
It was like the time was good, but it felt like the whole time there were all these enemies just chipping away, like hitting me at these really key moments, and it just was kind of driving me nuts. I mean, they're enemies, that's what they're supposed to do, but I was just like, come on, give me a break. And there's one point where, like in chapter 2, when I was in the room with the 4 Octots and the puff that comes up, like with all the blocks you go across, like I kept getting hit, and I got down to like scary health because of a weird like pattern, and then I almost got crushed by that red bowling ball because I just it skimmed my butt.
I made the bowling ball is red with the blood of the bugs it's squished.
Nice. The BugDoctor blood. Nice.
Yep. It was scary. I definitely saw. I was like, man, I had just made the remark that health isn't a big deal in chapter 2, and then you went and got hit by all the Octots. You were either 1 or 1.5 hearts, and I was like, oh god.
It's like, am I gonna die in chapter 2? Because it's a pretty straightforward chapter. Anyway, I was actually concerned at that point. But
so you didn't do the damage buffer on 6-1, and I was like, I bet he probably forgot which way he was supposed to do this, so he was just like, nah.
I actually have been practicing that, and then I just my brain was just kind of farting at that point because I was like mad at the mummies in the previous room for misbehaving, and I was mad at other enemies for misbehaving, and I just didn't think to do it, so I just reverted to my original strat there.
I got it for you.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I think I was watching.
ZeroCounts is picking up my slack here.
I think I was watching. Either Bug was on the long room or Broken Joe, or BugDoctor got perfect Broken Joe. Zero, he didn't cooperate with you at all. It just felt like RNG was definitely against you from the get go, right? Were you getting stuck with villager?
For bosses, really. I mean, the stuff in the rooms, honestly, like I had really good RNG for the smaller bosses, like the room bosses, but bosses were wow, they did not care to let me be. So
Oh yeah.
And
Did Turbos like
BugDoctor,
delay forever or something?
what was that?
Did Turbos delay forever or something like that? Or
Turboss is fine. Maxi, honestly, is what I'm referring to. Maxi, I
Oh.
ran out of bolas on the very last hit because Maxi just wouldn't stop.
right, nice.
and BugDoctor ZeroCounts actually had the half a heart moment on the fat bots. So
Yeah, that's awesome.
I had
Yeah.
a pretty good bottleneck, honestly, until right before the teleporters. There were two bikers that came right in front of me, and there were two, like, I just couldn't react to them fast enough, and they just plowed right through me.
And
Yeah.
then the second one came from the right, and you didn't see it. And like
Mhm.
you had, if you could have killed it with the yo-yo if you had seen it, but I think it was like by the time you saw it, you're like, I'll make the teleporter, and then it hit you
Yep.
right before you got there.
Exactly.
So
Yeah, my bottleneck was kind of sketchy. I was getting low on health, and then I played it really safe at the end by kind of just making sure I got past the last alien that's at the top that like shoots down at you occasionally. I was like, okay, I just got to wait for him to give me an opening to get by safely. Because if I took one more hit, I would have been down to yo-yo on the riders, and we all know that that's not a situation you want to be in.
well, hey, I think that'll probably about wrap it up. Give you guys, I was trying to plug you guys, but I didn't know they were going to bring you in, so you guys can plug yourselves. Go for it. Zero, why don't you start?
Oh yeah, I'm ZeroCounts on Twitch. I speedrun StarTropics, Zelda 2, Symphony of the Night, a whole bunch of stuff. So yeah, come by, give me a follow.
And,
BugDoctor, where can the people find you?
Twitch.tv/BUGDR, not the fully written out thing, but the short form of Doctor. My streaming is very sporadic, although I am making sure that I'm doing it for this event, which has been a blast so far. Yeah, just follow me there. I can't guarantee that I'll be streaming a ton in the near future, but if you want to see StarTropics, it's a good channel to be in.
There you go. And both of you world record speedrunners in your own right. So congrats on a great race. And thank you all for joining us here at SpeedGaming Live 2021. Wish everyone well, and we'll talk to you all soon.
Thanks.
Thanks. GG's again, ZeroCounts.
Yep, you too.